So after we left the Tiger Kingdom, we ended up going to the elephant sanctuary. Now, I had this whole idea in my head that I'm going to get on the elephant. I'm going to, you know, get my pictures close to the elephant, be able to, you know, pretty much do everything that you see on Instagram. Well, I think we missed that portion of the day. I think they do that during the morning, because being that we did Tiger Kingdom in the morning and we ended up going to the elephant sanctuary for the afternoon session, I think they don't do all of that in the afternoon session. So whatever, it was still everything I wanted it to be to a certain extent. It was just, and I was kind of relieved to not ride the elephants and do all of that, because I realized that's not, I don't want to treat them like they're a pet or something like that, because you're not supposed to be riding elephants. You're not supposed to be doing all of that. So I got my pictures enough to like where I was feeding them and where I was like still a safe distance to not, you know, just in case something happens and they just like flip. But yeah, I was still able to get the flick off. And even though it's not about that, it was just like they give you a history and a rundown of how they save these elephants from like the most treacherous circumstances of having them in zoos and what they go through and how much they're not being properly taken care of. And I think that was the biggest takeaway for me. And I honestly wasn't expecting to get like a history lesson about elephants when I walked in there. I thought it was just like straight up, you go there, you feed them, you look at them and all of that. But it was definitely a necessary learning experience. And that's what made me, after that, that's what made me think, I was like, all right, I'm totally fine not riding the elephants anymore, because I don't want to treat them like what they're saving them from as it is. So yeah, it was a very adventurous day doing the Tiger Kingdom and then elephants after, but it was probably one of the best days of my life, because took a chance with the tigers, I was able to really know more about the treatment of elephants and what they go through and things of that nature. So amazing. And last but not least, also there was a cute bookstore. Oh my gosh, at the elephant sanctuary there is a very cute bookstore that is just the most awesome thing I've seen. And they serve you like coconut drinks and like actual coconuts to drink out of, and they taste so good. Everything about it is just the cutest. And I was just enjoying myself being in the bookstore waiting to go to the elephant. So I feel like every single part of my Thailand trip was just enjoyable from start to finish. Like no complaints whatsoever. So moving on to the third part of my trip and the final part, we went from Phuket to I never know how to properly pronounce this. I want to say Phi Islands. I've heard so many different pronunciations when I went there that I was like, you know, I don't know how to pronounce this, and y'all are going to get what I say. So it was, this is where I really wanted to cry. So we didn't fly or anything. We didn't do any of that. The way we got there was that from Phuket we took a speedboat ride. Well, okay, just a little nugget here. You don't have to take a speedboat. You can take a speedboat or a regular ferry. Now the lady that took our ticket, and we were trying to get on, we were like kind of running close on time, because when they come and pick you up, there's like pretty much a van where they pick up other people. So it was like kind of running close on time, because it's not just us in the van, they're trying to run around and get other people at the same time. And we were trying to get to the boat, because the boat only ran like once that morning, or once that day. You had to catch it early in the morning, or you were not able to get to the Phi Islands. So we got there, and I was totally fine taking a ferry. because we were in no rush and our checkout time wasn't until late, like check-in time wasn't until later for our hotel. The lady there was just tweaking. So the lady who gave us the ticket to get on the ferry, she gave us a ticket for the speedboat. And she was tweaking because like we had to give our ticket to the people of the entryway into the boat. She didn't give us the ticket. So we're like, where is this lady? Where is this lady? She was like, oh my God, like frantic. So I give her a pass because I know it's like really busy, especially during that time of the day. And yeah, I was like, I totally fine. I just didn't want to like, I didn't want her to like take our money and then we weren't able to get on the boat. So that didn't happen, thankfully. We were able to get on the boat just fine. And she ended up putting us on a speedboat, which I tell you was the most sickening thing I've ever done. I was totally fine taking a ferry. I was not in a rush. We were not in a rush whatsoever, but the speedboat got us there probably like 30, 45 minutes. And it was the roughest 30, 45 minutes I've ever had to go through and most uncomfortable because of course on a speedboat you like boom, 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 and it's just non-stop. So yeah, we got through that. We got to the Fifi Islands safely. And wow, it's pretty much a walk, like you get there, you get off the boat and you're just able to walk around to find your hotel. So there's just like a line of hotel houses, anything, like restaurants, anything that you walk along the island and you're just like able to get whatever you need, like a little store, tattoo shops, everything you can possibly think of, they have it. And so our hotel, this was actually a hotel. We booked it through Airbnb once again, but it was actually a hotel. And that hotel wasn't like anything fancy. It was just something to hold us over for the night because we knew we were only going to be there for like less than 24 hours. So yeah, it held us through the night because we knew we were going to be like out and about walking along the island. And I say the most notable thing for me wasn't not just the views and not just like taking it all in, but the food. There was a restaurant that I went to and oh my gosh, they had curry crab and I lost my entire mind. It was so good that I had to have it twice in that one day. Like when we got there early in the morning, we found it, I had it then. And then it was so good, I kept thinking about it throughout the day. And I was like, if they're open again at night, I'm going to go get me that same exact plate. And it was amazing. Like I still think about it to this day. Like a year later, I still think about how good that was. And wow. So minus that, the food was amazing, of course. Like throughout that whole trip, I did not have a bleak meal. Like every meal was on point. And throughout the day after we ate, we went on the boat ride. We went on another boat ride, but it's the boats that you usually see, like when you see tourist pictures of Thailand and the Phi Islands. It was one of those boat rides. So the boat ride takes us from the island that we're on to another piece of the island, and you're just able to see like the scenery and just like everything around how the islands are built. And as though I didn't think I was gonna cry, each part of that particular aspect of the trip just made me want to cry even more, because I've never seen something so beautiful in my life until I got there. And it was just a blessing to be able to have the opportunity to experience that. And I just felt so free. Probably the most freeing vacations I've had thus far. And I actually wish I was there longer, because now looking back on it, I was like, yeah, 6 days, which is honestly 4.5 days, wasn't enough. And that's another reason why I would love to go back, because I would actually want to spend like a full 7 days there, and not including the actual flight time. Like I want 7 full days without the flight time, being that it takes nearly a day to even get there. So no complaints from me. I highly recommend it. From Bangkok to Phuket to the Phi Islands, if you can, please hit each and every one of those places, because I feel like you get the full experience of Thailand when you do go to those places. And I can't, Thailand gets all the applause for me. Like the people, like on top of the food and every experience that we had there being A1, like the people were just so pleasant. They were so sweet. They were brown skinned people in Southeast Asia. It took me by surprise, because you walk through the airports, even you see things about Thailand on TV, and you just see like, you know, your regular fair skinned Asian people. And it was just, I got to the Phi Islands and I saw them. They were my skin tone, like brown skin. And they were just so beautiful, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. Like you really get deep into the culture, and you really learn a lot when you're there beyond anything imaginable. Like Thailand is just one of those Thailand is just one of those trips for the books, for sure. And yeah, I would definitely want everybody to experience and have that type of experience that I had, and even greater if you possibly can. And yeah, that is my whole entire journey throughout that trip. I hope you all enjoyed, and all details about where I stayed, where I've eaten, if I can remember, all those things of that nature will be in the description box, so don't worry. And if you are looking to see any like the play-by-play of when I was there, the actual story is still on my Instagram, so you can go to my Instagram at bquinones, and you can look through every little detail, every aspect of each day I was there, and witness it for yourself if you happen to miss it. So hope you enjoy, and I will catch you all next time. Peace.